The men's sprint is gearing up to be the fastest we've seen since the Bolt era. Women's distance is on world record watch every time one of these women step on the track. And would you believe it, even the men's high jump is heating up.
Failed that and he goes clear at 2:32.
No, you don't understand. It can get a lot worse than the men's high jump. This weekend bore witness to two stellar 100-meter races. A 984 by Trayvon Bromell at the Rome Diamond League, and a 988 by Kishane Thompson at the Races Grand Prix in Jamaica. Bromell's 984 was a beautifully executed race, an inhuman, near illegal 0.112 second reaction time, gaining a step on the field by 20 meters, fully utilizing the advantage, and gliding his way to a diabolical gap.
Storming this one and destroying that field, and look at the time.
That was a new world lead in his second race of the year, and what preceded was an emotional reaction from Bromell and from the fans as well. But why, you might ask? It's just a fast time, right? Bromell was the original high school prodigy. He was the first high schooler to break 10 seconds, and he did it while looking like a scrawny teenager, not like some of the teens nowadays. He then dominated the NCAAs as a freshman, threw down ridiculous wind-dated times and legal times, went pro immediately, and actually lived up to the expectations, winning an individual medal right behind the greatest 100-meter rivalry of all time. He was a rare breed, even in the Bolt era. And then, he tore his Achilles. He then tore it a second time during recovery. Yet, what would end most careers, he still managed to make a comeback 4 years later, slowly building his way to the top, stronger and faster than ever, just to get hurt again. And now he's back a third time. As of this year, Bromell has entered his 10th year as a professional, and in that time, he's only had 3 years of healthy running. Yet in those 3 years, he still net 2 individual global medals and ran himself into the top 10 fastest athletes ever.
Dressman's come back to him, just misses out there by a few inches.
This 984 represents a lot more than just a fast time for an ordinary sprinter. It represents the comeback, an opportunity to see the prodigy back on the track. And if the indicators ain't lying, and the history of a healthy Bromell is to repeat itself, he'll probably be even faster than ever. Ironically though, technically Bromell's 984 wasn't the fastest time this week, because adjusting for the 1.1 wind, that turns into a 989, while Thompson, in his second race of the year, ran a 988 with no wind at all. Oh man, all the big dogs are coming back. He bounced Seville and Wilaza from the halfway point, especially Wilaza, who got violently exposed. The moment his head starts whipping back and forth, he gets dusted and buried. This is going to need a change. It's good to see Thompson announcing his arrival to challenge this year nice and early. I've talked about it in the last couple videos, but the World Championships is a month later than usual this season. So by the pro scheduling, they're running like it's still early May. And we have already seen stupid fast times. 2024 was laughable compared to this, and it was bloody fast too. I wasn't lying when I said this might be the fastest year since the Bolt era. And speaking of Bolt, since I just can't stop, Brian Levell. He also ran a wicked 200 meters. He made the stagger on the eventual third place finisher in what? 10 steps? And then he added another 10 steps onto that by the finish. 19.75 seconds. And a legal 2.5 wind. But that's the fastest Jamaican 200 meter since Usain Bolt in 2016. Huh? It all comes back around. Now conspiracy theory time. Last weekend, Levell ran a 20.63 second 200 meter at Grand Slam Philly on the cursed curve of Franklin Field.
No, here goes Kenny away and gone. Kenny wins it, 1993.
He almost took a second off that on a normal track. Correcting for wind, 1979 does equal about an estimated 1994, so no matter what way you look at it, he still took 0.7 off his time.
Here goes Kenny away and gone. Kenny wins.
What the hell is Bednarek going to do next time he runs on a normal curve? Based off this kinda dodgy comparison, is Bednarek a 19.4 shape? And wrapping up some sprints for the week, I was compelled to talk about Quincy Hall. This man is the Olympic champion, and he is the personification of a wild dog. Raw, absolutely wild form, kicking his legs out the back skyward, fighting his way to the line like his life depends on it. All grit, no class, inching past Nene, who is the current world leader, to a 44.22 second time.
Coming down well, but it's going to be a dip at the line. Oh my word! 44.22 to 44.23. Well, it does.
Baring his teeth on camera, and on Twitter. Hall started off his season shite. Usually does. But it doesn't bother him because it's his method of getting into shape. The man is a cartoon character, he runs like one, and I still can't forget him packing his giant ass drawers into his speed suit at the Olympics. While Chebet has been preparing to run a sub 4 minute mile, which is borderline impossible and would be a world record by over 7 seconds, Beatrice Chebet is taking it upon herself to target every other world record. 12 days ago she arguably just missed the 3k world record, going number 2 all time instead. Just don't ask what the world record is. And this weekend in Rome, she literally decided about halfway through this 5k race to blast away and go for this world record too. Gudaf Sergey, the current 5k world record holder, gave chase, holding on till about 5 laps to go before grimacing and falling off pace. And this pace hot enough to make even the world record holder squirm. Well, Chebet just bounces away, well into the distance, putting on a 50-meter gap in a singular lap, pumping a 2:46 kilometer at the tail end of a 5k, and blink and you miss it, and the gap's over 100 meters.
Gap over the chasing trio, fully 100 meters.
She built a 16-second gap in the final 4.5 laps, just to miss the 5k world record by 3 seconds.
Only Sergey has ever gone under 14:05. She's now joined by Beatrice Chebet.
Chebet is in some silly hot form right now, and there's definitely an argument to be made here. Give her some steadier pacing, and this world record was hers, no questions asked. She's also run sub 14 on the roads anyway. But just to add another crazy fact from this race, the second place finisher was Hailu from Ethiopia, clocking a 14-minute 19-second time. A time fast enough to put her in the top 15 of all time. And she got beat by this much. The men's 1500 meter was also flying, and without who you'd normally consider as the main characters, since Jakob is hurt and the Olympic medalists are off at Grand Slam. Yet this entire 16-man field, the entire thing, would run faster than anything we've seen at Grand Slam track. Habs Azzedine copping the win barely ahead of Timothy Chariot, 3 minutes 29.79 seconds for first.
Habs, who's going to get to the line? It's going to be Habs!
And comically, 3:32 for last. Some ridiculous facts came from this one too. 3:34 is the fastest we've seen at Grand Slam by Josh Kurt in Miami. Only the fastest might need a rebrand. And this also happened to be the first race since 2018 that went sub 3:30 without Jakob Ingebrigtsen in it. When everyone makes fun of Jakob for being a pacer, even himself,
when the pacemakers drop out, I'm the pacemaker.
They're not wrong. Love him or hate him, he's quite literally the reason we're seeing so many fast times this decade. Oh man, has it been a while. But the men's high jump is finally waking up. We've been seeing 225s win competitions this year. That won't even qualify you for the final at the World Champs. But this weekend, 2 men over 2 meters 30. First Doroshock, first attempt. My main takeaway is how much his approach speed has changed over the last couple years. Dude used to be an absolute slug, and now when he's moving, he becomes a real threat. While Korea's Wu, who missed his first attempt at 230, skipped to 232 to steal the win. Some rough jumping from him, not looking good over the earlier heights, but he got the job done.
2! Oh my word!
Okay, I know this is just some random Twitter comment, and it's not even entirely wrong, but god dang it did it piss me off. And ironically, they're a high jump fan too. The men's high jump isn't doing great, but that's just because you don't know how much worse it can get. Let's take a look at some world leads in the jumps, then their world records, and how they match up percentage wise. The men's high jump might be bad, but it is not the worst event right now. Don't even try come at me. Just talking jumps. Women's triple jump is struggling since Rojas is down and out. We're significantly better than the women's long jump, and oh my god, look at how stinky the men's long jump is right now. You long jump fans better start praying that Echevarria comes back strong this year. Because if Tentoglo wins gold with another sub 8.5 meter jump, you might as well just not award it at all. Okay, that's a bit rough, but looking at some numbers, his Olympic gold winning jump of 8.48 meters is 5.25% shy of the world record. That's a gargantuan gap. That'd be equivalent to someone winning the 100 meter gold in 10.09 seconds. For one, we haven't seen a time that slow win an Olympics since the 1980s, and two, that would have net you around 20th place last year. Long jumpers also have super spikes. They actually have no excuses. And don't even get me started on the throws. The worst performing event right now specifically being the women's javelin. The Olympics performing 8.9% worse than the world record. So what's my point exactly? Well, it was pretty fun throwing the other events under the bus, but high jump is a bit meh right now, especially since Russians are banned. But it is far, far from the worst event in the sport right now. And that was more or less the week in my eyes. Bonus mention, Jane HEDENGREN. She needs a video of her own. Seriously, some running channel, please do something about it. She just broke her 7th American high school record with a 4:23 mile. That's 4/100ths of a second off the collegiate record. Like, seriously, what's happening? Isn't she technically the GOAT of high school track and field at this point? 7 American records? Where's the hype? The talk? I'm not just some weirdo who follows high school track and field. I have a little more class than that.